A philosophy professor stood before his class with some items on the table in front of him. When the class began, wordlessly he picked up a very large and empty jar and proceeded to fill it with rocks, about 2 inches in diameter. He then asked the students if the jar was full. They agreed that it was. So the professor then picked up a box of pebbles and poured them into the jar. He shook the jar lightly. The pebbles, of course, rolled into the open areas between the rocks. He then asked the students again if the jar was full. They agreed it was. The professor picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. Of course, the sand filled up with the remaining open areas of the jar. He then asked once more if the jar was full. The students responded with an anonymous yes. Now said the professor, I want you to recognize that the jar represents your life. The rocks are the important things like your family, your partner, your health, your children, etc. The pebbles are the other things that matter, like your job, your house, your car, etc. And the sand is everything else, like the small stuff. Now see, if you put the sand into the jar first, there is no room for the pebbles or the rocks. The same goes for your life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you will never have the room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Take care of the rocks first, the things that really matter. Set your priorities, and the rest is just sand. What did you say, friends? What are the things most important to you? Either rock or sand? Just decide yourself and comment below. If you want more interesting stuff like this, then please subscribe. Curious Brain.